On the left here is Adam. Adam killed himself. He was talking with ChatGPT over months of time, exchanging something like 650 messages a day. The AI responded and was trying to be helpful, all right? And ChatGPT was, unable to or unwilling to implement any sort of tools to sort of prevent him from getting information about how to commit suicide. How do I do it? What sort of note? Helped him write the note. The other extreme, there was a set of scientists with the cetacean, I can't remember what it's called, but the SETI organization, and they're beginning to use AI to talk to whales. So this is Twain. The scientists claim that they had something like a 20-minute conversation with a whale, right? Now, what do they say to each other? I have no idea. Again, I'm not a scientist. I'm not a marine biologist, so I don't know. But the possibility that these tools can be used for, what I describe as this beautiful dream is really compelling. I'm very much a spectral thinker, right? And I understand that there are these extremes, that there are these horrific instances like Adam, and there'll be more of those. And then there are these, potentials for human advancement to get us past basically thinking we're the most intelligent species and calling it a day. Whales are real smart. What can we learn from them? We can figure out how to talk to them.
Dave Hoffer's been a design lead at McKinsey, PwC, Amazon, Frog. He's taught at CCA in San Jose State, and he's arguing against something that most of us do automatically: binary thinking about AI. Good or bad, helpful or harmful, revolutionary or overhyped. Dave proposes a different take when working with AI: spectral thinking. Everything exists on a range. For sure, there are extremes, and they are real, but most of our work happens somewhere in the middle. The question isn't, is AI good? It's, where on the spectrum does this specific use case land?
So AI, we are in a hype cycle, which is this, the classic hype cycle model. I think we're about here. It's, I think open to interpretation as to sort of where we are, but we are still seemingly headed towards our peak of inflated expectations. And we've seen this before. And this is just always a good way to think about really anything, is to think about sort of where the money is being spent. And the amount of money being spent on AI is exorbitant. A lot of companies spending a lot of money in a lot of different areas. And honestly, this, drives that hype cycle to the degree where, I live in the San Francisco Bay Area. Every billboard that I pass on 101 and otherwise is, AI this or AI that. Many of the people that I talk to or deal with on a regular basis are talking about AI. Obviously, the AI tools are parsing essentially information in order to be able to understand that when you ask for something, this is what you might get. Understand that if you simply ask without sort of thinking about the meta prompt, you might start to get responses back from the systems that are, wow, that's a great question. Many managers, many high-level executives in many organizations are saying to their people, we need to have an AI strategy, and the AI strategy is use AI. And it's not really a strategy. It's simply use AI, right? Let's get that going because it's really important because we spent all this money on AI. So now we should have AI.
And this is the problem that spectral thinking on AI solves. It lets us exit the hype cycle. Consider implementations on a case-by-case basis. We don't need to be for or against. We don't need to apply it to everything or apply it to nothing at all. And this makes a real difference. Dave's analysis of the money machine is important here. These companies have spent unimaginable amounts of cash building out their AI services, and they want returns. So they drive the hype cycle. The hype cycle drives adoption. The adoption drives more hype. Dave's not saying it doesn't work. He's just saying it's not a binary thing.
The both good and bad thing about AI today, and you hear this, but AI is the worst that it's ever going to be, right? AI is the worst you will ever use. This is according to Ethan Mollick. It's just a truism. They're really good tools. They do really, really interesting things. Like I said, not NFTs, like real technology. Um, but they're the worst that they're ever going to be, which just means my friend of mine, this guy, Jesse James Garrett, who you might know, talks about this. He says, in an AI-enabled workflow, whoever controls the prompt controls the product. And I think that that's really telling. Basically, what we're seeing sort of across the board is a level of democratization, a level of cross-disciplinary skills. So engineers doing design work, designers doing sort of some engineering, and the AI tools are sort of allowing for this. Product managers even jumping in and making both engineering and designs, right? Just prompting their way into interfaces.
And this is where spectral thinking is really essential in balancing those conflicting ideas. AI has some way to go, but at the same time, it is enabling teams, it is speeding up work, but at the cost of capabilities. So now the conversation is less polarized. You can get the value whilst also addressing those trade-offs. Let's work faster. Let's empower designers to prototype and developers to design, but not at the cost of our expertise. So let's also invest in training and communication and building systems which enable teams to do teamwork.
This is Guillermo del Toro. My concern is not about artificial intelligence, but natural stupidity. It's a lovely quote to end up with. Look, natural stupidity is on one end of the spectrum, but human intelligence is on the other end of the spectrum. So, yeah, there'll be stupid people doing stupid things. There'll be horrible things that happen. There'll be bad actors leveraging the technologies for dangerous and terrible things. And it'll probably help cure cancer or help us get out to the stars, or do all of the talk to whales. It'll do all these things, and you can't help the fact that there are stupid people out there doing stupid things. So it is a spectrum, and that spectrum